What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about the next book in the Witcher series, The Time of Contempt. This is book 4. We're halfway through the series now. Can't believe it. Before I get into this book, if you're watching this video and you haven't read the first 3 books in the series, go check those videos out before you watch this one, because at this point in the series I'm not really going to warn you about spoilers. I'm just going to talk about the book in general, what I thought about it, and I'm not going to do any warnings on spoilers from this point on. If you don't know which books to read in the series, I'll go through real quick the 3 books that you should read before this. I think I'll do this for the rest of the series also, just so you know what's going on, where to start, and you can watch the videos in order. I'll put links to the videos up above, and there'll be links at the end of this video if you want to check out what I said about previous Witcher books, if you've already read this book or you've already read the series. So you should, in my opinion, and I think for most readers, you should start out with this one, The Last Wish. This is a collection of short stories. It's told through dreams and flashback sequences. It's kind of an introduction to Geralt, the Witcher, and what he's all about. After that, then you should move to Sword of Destiny. This book is also a collection of short stories. These are more like tales about the Witcher, things that he's done. And the second half of this book, it deals with introducing a major character that comes into play in the novels, Ciri. It explains the bond between Ciri and Geralt, and it's very important for going into the novels. So the first novel, and this is confusing to a lot of readers. I've had some of my friends and stuff say, well, this is book 1. This is book 1 of the novels. And if you look, it does say book 1 on the spine. And that's Blood of Elves. This is the first novel in the series. And this is kind of the starting point of where the story kind of begins. And the 2 collections of short stories, they're kind of like prologues. You don't need to read them, I don't think, but it'll help if you do, because you'll have a better understanding of what is going on in this main story versus if you didn't read them. So definitely read the collection of short stories. You'll understand the story as a whole much better than if you didn't read them. So that brings us to today's The Time of Contempt. So this is the 4th book in the series. There's 8 books total, and this one it picks up pretty much where Blood of Elves left off. Not much time has elapsed. Where Blood of Elves was building everything up, this one, everything has exploded. There is just chaos and turmoil everywhere. There's not a lot of Geralt in this book. There's not a lot of Dandelion. Yennefer is only in the book maybe half of it. And out of the 4 books so far, this one is my least favorite. Um, it's not a bad book. There's very little that I can say negative about it, but I think what hurts this book is about Siri, and pretty much only about Siri. And you do have a little bit of the political stuff that is in there, but the bulk of this book is about Siri and only Siri. Um, the first half of the book is kind of slow going. It's not boring though. There really wasn't anything in this book that was boring. But it I don't know, just not having the Witcher in this book, it it hurts it, I think. And I gave this book, I believe, a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads. So what is this book about? So, like I already said, mainly it's about Ciri. War has broken out across the land, and the second half of the book really deals with that. You know that war is on the verge of breaking out, but it really doesn't happen until about halfway through the book. And the first half of this book is more Ciri and Yennefer on their way to this school for sorcerers and sorceresses. The Council of Mages, they're having this huge get together at the school, and Ciri, she soon learns that once she's enrolled in this school, she is not getting out till she's much older. And all she wants to do is get back with Geralt. And so she runs away because she has word of he's nearby and where he's at. And it's disappointing when they get back together, because Geralt is like so cold. They really don't have a lot to say to each other. There's not a lot of interaction between them, and you feel the heartbreak in Ciri also, because this is like all she's wanted, and she finally gets it, and it's this huge like letdown. And the this Council of Magic, this mage guild, they have this huge dinner party, and once again Geralt is going to this thing with Yennefer because he still is enamored with her. He can't tell her no. And you find out that like everybody at this party is spying on everybody else. And it's after this party has come to a close, all hell breaks loose. And the events that take place, it's fun to read. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of intrigue. You don't see it coming. But for like the rest of the book almost, Ciri is missing, Geralt is missing, Yennefer is missing, and the book ends. You still don't know where Yennefer is. Dandelion is like non-existent in this book. I think he has a few little parts, and that's it. And that's one of the things that me as a reader, I like. I love the interaction between Dandelion and Geralt. And they're not really in this book together all that much. So those things that are missing, to me, really hurt the book. And then, that Geralt is severely wounded. His Witcher sword is shattered. And Triss shows up, and as far as we know, got him to safety. but you go for a huge chunk of the book not knowing what has happened to any of these people. And it deals a lot with what's going on in the world. So the Nilfgaardians, they've decided to attack, and they're like burning down villages. They're raping women. They're killing, everybody that doesn't get out of their way. So they're just marching to the north, just wiping everything out. They're still looking for the Witcher and Ciri. You don't find out until much later in the book that Triss did get the Witcher to safety. They used a magic portal and went to Brokilon forest where the dryads are, and the Witcher is like almost killed, and he's being nursed back to health. Even at the end of the book, you have no idea where Yennefer is, what even happened to her. And then with Ciri, Ciri's in the middle of this desert, and she's slowly dying of starvation and exposure, and the choices that she makes at the end of this book, to me, they make sense, but they don't make sense. Since I've had time to think on it for a week, I kind of realize why she made the choices that she did, even though I don't like those choices, and I don't think like Geralt would like those choices either, and I know Yennefer wouldn't. But one thing you do learn about Ciri is she is like extremely powerful, and they kind of hint on it in the last couple books. She's supposedly this chosen one, and this almighty sorceress, but you don't really see it until this book. And there's a part earlier in the first part of the book where Yennefer is teaching her how to draw magic, and that's another cool thing about this book, is you learn more about the magic system, and that you can draw magic from the four elements, earth, air, fire, water. And Yennefer never allows her to draw from fire and tells her never to do it, but she doesn't explain herself. And she gets really mad at Ciri for even wanting to try, and keeps asking questions, and it's basically like, don't do it because I said so. And it's towards the end of the book where Ciri, there's a fire going, and it dawns on her, hey, I can, she's tried, there's no water around, she's in the desert, she's tried to search for magic in the earth and the air, there's none there, and it dawns on her, hey, there's fire here, let me try it. And when she does, holy crap, and she immediately realizes like she's messed up and doesn't want like any part of magic. It scares her that much, and you really see like, wow, this girl has got like amazing power, especially when it comes to fire magic. And so that was a cool part. But overall, because everything is so like messed up and unanswered, and there's not a lot of Geralt in this book, I didn't like it as much. And I've already started the next book, and it is so much better because I'm like 3 chapters in, and it's all about Geralt, and Dandelion is there, so you have that interaction, and so it's already a much better book than this one. But this book is important to the overall story. It does move that story along, And like I said, it's not boring to read. It's just, for me personally, I miss Geralt being there. And there's just a lot of stuff that goes unanswered in this book. And I think a lot of people, they will have problems with the ending of this book. But if you think about the ending, it does make sense. I'm just wondering where it's going to go when Geralt finds out. How is he going to feel? And is his coldness towards Ciri going to come back to haunt him later in the story? But I definitely recommend the series. It is so good. I put it up there with the Lord of the Rings. I'm really enjoying it. We're on the downhill now, on book 5. Hopefully next week I'll have that done. This video is late. Like I said, I finished the story last week and I'm just now posting it here a week later because we're coming up on Thanksgiving break, so teachers are trying to get like all of this work in for us. Plus we have, after Thanksgiving break, we only have, I think, like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, 3 weeks to go, and it's the end of the semester. So work is just piling on right now. It's not a good time to be a YouTuber and a full-time student, I'll tell you that. But once school lets out, hopefully I'll be putting out more videos a week because I'll have more free time to read. I'm still working on the Stephen King video. I think I'm just going to do a couple different Stephen King videos before I start doing like a Stephen King read through for the channel. I might do one on how I got into Stephen King. I might do another one on why you should read Stephen King, and maybe a third one on how you should read Stephen King. I might include that in my how I became a constant reader, because I get asked that a lot. Why I like Stephen King so much and how I got into Stephen King. But I am on book 5 of the Witcher series. I will hopefully finish that up sometime this week and put out another video about it. Like I said, we are on the downhill. We've got 4 books left, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The longest book is coming up. I think that's book 6, maybe 7. This book that I'm on, it's fairly short. It's like 340 something pages. So it's shorter than this book was. That's all I got for you. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of this book. What do you think of the series in general? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button so you know when my next video is posted, because right now I am not on a schedule. I don't have enough subscribers to be on a schedule. I try to put out 1 video a week right now. As I get more subscribers, I will put out more videos a week. Until then, guys, read more books.